Had to tuck mine in. Tuck mine in. Uh, let's talk about Jay-Z's GQ interview and everybody talking about Memphis Bleek and how the interview should have been on Memphis Bleek's platform. Um, let's get this out of the way. From growing up with two people that made it to the top of the top in the music industry, as much as I would love to interview both of them, sometimes I think the interview may not be as entertaining as people think it is. And the reason is because I want to know stuff that y'all don't know about. So it's not even going to be entertaining or intriguing to a lot of y'all. Y'all want to know what y'all want to know, which is usually not what I want to know, because I know them more than y'all, right? So the idea that since Bleek knows Jay, that the interview is going to be the best interview in the world, I'm not saying that I'm right for it, because it would turn out to be dope, possibly. I don't know no more than anybody else, but sometimes it's not. It's like getting your favorite artist together and you're like, yo, this is going to be the dopest. And then we've heard it before. It's like, this didn't do well. Some things I think just don't need to be done. And I think this is one of them. The reason why is because I look at a lot of interviews on both of them individually, and Bleek talks a lot about Jay and stuff that we already didn't know about Jay-Z that we get in other interviews. So seeing them together, I think the dynamic of seeing them together and how they rock is cool, but Bleek has said how Jay-Z treats him. He treats him like a little brother. You know what I mean? So I know what that feel like. Now, this is not to say that I wouldn't look at the interview. All right, let's be real. But I want to say that first. All right, secondly, I've heard people say you chose this platform over your own boy. You can't do that one for him. Hasn't he done enough that he said publicly for him, or no? Is there a limit on how much you help somebody, or is it not a limit? How does that work? I don't understand. What if Jay-Z just wanted to go to GQ? What if that was the idea in his mind? Like, yo, I just want to do GQ. I want to do some fly stuff. I'm coming back out. We don't know what ideas he have, what business dealings he has. Like, there's so many options to why he did that for us to just... I mean, who would it have been if Bleek didn't... I hate hypotheticals, but if Bleek didn't have a pod, then where should he have went? I don't know. These types of conversations, I don't have much, because you have your mind made up, and I don't think anybody's wrong for what they feel, how they feel. If you feel like he should have been on Bleek's pod, I don't think you're wrong for it. I just want to talk about the whys, like why he may not have, and what we may think we want, but we find out that we don't. And then for artists and any brand, when you do something and it don't do as well as the anticipation goes, that's not necessarily a good thing for business. So sometimes in moments like this where things are cool, let them stay cool, right? Even the idea of us talking about this is still driving energy towards both of their ways with what they're doing individually away from each other, which I think is still dope, right? But I just don't always think that translates to how we see it in our head. Like, oh, he know everything about him. That don't mean Jay-Z gonna say like, think about it from this perspective too. If Bleek knows Jay like how we've all saw him talk about, don't you think he knows some stuff that he can't talk about? Like, there's no point in me even going in this area that I know everybody else want to hear, but I know you personally, I know you don't even want this question. And I saw shouts out to Bag Fuel. I saw them talk about this. If Jay-Z or someone of his celebrity tells the interviewer, these are the questions you're going to ask me, right? These are the questions you're not going to ask me. Does it really matter who does the interview? Right? Now, people can put their twist to it, but what you want, you probably ain't going to get. Right? So I think, and shout out to my cousin because he tells me this often, there's so many parts of this story that we don't know about, and it could be just a couple of them, but just enough for us to just keep our mouth shut. Like, you know, it's cool to talk about, but it ain't. For me personally, I'm just being real. It ain't nothing I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to seeing both of them on the pod. It actually never crossed my mind. You know what I mean? Like, because I've heard so many stories with Bleek giving stories about them. And it's like, okay, I understand the dynamic of y'all's situation. That's it. You know what I mean? What we gonna do? Like, come on now. Let's talk about it in the comments, though. I don't know. Maybe you see it different from me, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Talk about it in the comments. I want to know. I want to know the first Jayz record you heard, right? And I want to know the first Bleek record you heard. For me, it was probably Coming to Age for Bleek, because his energy was so crazy. It was undeniable back in those days, especially that Who Want What with Siegel. Man, I'm about to turn that on right now. I might have to do a mix for that. Make sure y'all check out my mixes and join my Patreon and all of that. Shameless plug. But Jayz, I think the first record for me that I remember, it might not be this one, but Ain't No Nigga. I think that was the first one. Might be something other than that, but around about that time. But man, again, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe, share, support Lab Lowry on Patreon. If you're looking for behind the scenes, you're looking to get DJ training, production training, and all of that. My mixes are all online, so you good. Full, short, all of that. Playlists, remix tapes, all of that. It's DJ Mike Lowry's Behind the Remix. Let's get it.